History loves to cave statues of the men who cut the wilderness, but it always forgets to mention what they buried beneath the foundations. We are so obsessed with the glorious beginning of cities, ignoring the silent, suffocating rooms where families were actually broken. Welcome to the Silent Dossier. Today, we open File 1. The Bloodline, the Shrine, and the Cost of Survival. Long before modern roads and the noise that has taken over the coastal of Okrika, our ancestors were the architect of the swamp. They hacked through thick bushes, carved out society with their bare hands, and cut through the earth. Among them was a man reserved by community, a master of the tides, a respected fisherman, and a powerful shaman, whose wisdom commanded absolute fear and respect. For the villagers, he was a pillar of the gods. Behind the sacred cloth of the shrine, the oracle of the tides ruled his own home like a tyrant. Consider the psychological weight of living under a roof where the man who feeds the village starves the soul of his own child, while his sons and the children of his other wives were handed the world, given education, status, and the freedom of the horizon. His first daughter, the eldest child, was forced into the shadows. She was denied a classroom, littered with objects, when his temper fled, and bounded with the invisible label of a household that viewed her as a property, not blood. Society teaches us to romanticize elders, romanticize our parents, respect them, love them regardless of whatever they do to us. But dark psychology reveals a dark truth, that some men build empires outside, simply to hide the prison they operate within their own walls. Trauma echoes down a bloodline like water finding the deepest crack in stone. The young girl bent under the physical scars of her father's rage, carrying the heavy marks on her hands and body. She grew up believing the world was a courtroom where she was permanently on trial. That early conditioning whispers a dangerous lie into a young woman's ears, which whispers, "You are only worthy of what you can endure." And which brings us to the next guardian of the archive, the sweet, quiet presence of a present child. Years later, in the quiet corners of such older age, that same enduring spirit manifested as a sanctuary. She became the primary caregiver, the one who understands the silent language of a child's pain. When the world threw harsh words like stones, she was always there in the corner, reminding me that those words are just words and nothing to take to heart, whispering the exact antidote needed to heal her, taking a generation back from the edge of despair. But when this softer sanctuaries carries unasked questions, how do you watch a mother who survived a storm only to watch her navigate a lifetime of complex grief. Only 2 of her own children survived the long march of years. Among them was over. A bright light shone out too soon, leaving a trail of empty chairs and heavy silence. In the real world, history leaves scars unhealed, but the silent Dossier refuses to let the story end in quiet suffering. We rewrite the ledger. Imagine the final years of the great shaman, as his physical strength began to wane and his grip on the family estate loosened. He expected his daughter to remain the obedient, uneducated ghost he had shaped. He expected her to inherit nothing but his shadow. He miscalculated, because while he was busy mastering the spirit of the waters, she had mastered the architecture of patience and water. She didn't scream when he tried to drown her. She learned how to breathe under the waters. She learned how to hear him under the creeks. She didn't strike back with fists. She simply observed every word he spoke, every hidden asset, every belittled lie he used to control the household. When the final decree was signed, the oracle of the tides found himself completely dismantled, not by a rival shaman, but by the very daughter he tried to erase. She didn't just take back the estates. She didn't just take back the waters. She took the shaman. She secured total independence through her own legacy and walked out into the open sunlight of the cricker as the true head of the bloodline. The abusers do not always win. Sometimes the quietest person in the room outlives the storm, takes the crown, and claims the undeniable. The file is sealed. Guard your secrets and stay silent.